Most seniors have been told to avoid pasta like it's poison. Too many carbs, too much sugar, too risky for your blood. But new research reveals something shocking. When you prepare pasta a certain way, it doesn't just prevent blood sugar spikes. It can actually stabilize it better than brown rice or quinoa. That's right. Pasta, the food you've been warned about for decades, might just become one of your safest comfort foods, if you know this one secret. For decades, pasta has sat on the senior health blacklist. Too many carbs, too high on the glycemic index, too much risk for blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, and weight gain. Doctors and diet books lumped it with white bread and sugary desserts, warning older adults to stay away if they wanted to keep their blood sugar steady and their brains sharp. But here's what most people, including many professionals, never understood. Pasta isn't the villain. It's how you prepare it that determines its effect on your body. And done right, it can actually become a blood sugar stabilizing, gut-friendly, senior-safe comfort food. Let me explain. When traditional white pasta is cooked and eaten fresh, it breaks down quickly into glucose, causing your blood sugar to spike. That's especially dangerous for older adults whose insulin sensitivity has already declined. It triggers inflammation, fuels weight gain, and over time, hardens blood vessels, including those that feed your brain. But researchers have discovered something fascinating. When you cook pasta, cool it in the fridge, and then reheat it later, like in a stir-fry or baked dish, it undergoes a transformation. The starch in the pasta changes form. It becomes what scientists call resistant starch. Unlike regular starch, resistant starch resists digestion in your small intestine. It behaves more like fiber, feeding the good bacteria in your gut, helping regulate blood sugar, and slowing down glucose absorption. In one study, eating cooled and reheated pasta led to a blood sugar rise that was over 50% lower than eating it fresh. Yes, you heard that right. The same spaghetti that once spiked your sugar now helps keep it stable, if you let it chill first. Think of resistant starch as nature's secret metabolic hack. And it doesn't just lower your blood sugar spike. It also supports better digestion, reduces hunger later in the day, and improves insulin sensitivity over time, especially in older adults. I had a patient named Joyce, 72, who came into my clinic convinced she had to give up all her favorite foods. She missed her Sunday pasta dinners with her grandchildren, but was scared of what it might do to her blood sugar. We worked together to make one simple change: cook the pasta ahead of time, chill it overnight, and reheat it with olive oil and sautéed vegetables. Not only did her blood sugar stay within a healthy range after the meal, but her energy remained steady, and she reported feeling satisfied for hours without cravings. Within 6 weeks, her morning glucose levels improved, and her weight stabilized. Here's the thing. Pasta isn't the problem. The preparation is. When it's cooked fresh and served steaming hot, especially in large portions, it's just fast sugar in disguise. But once it's cooled and reheated, it transforms into a slow-release fuel that actually helps regulate your metabolism, especially when paired with fiber-rich vegetables and a little healthy fat. So no, you don't need to swear off pasta forever. You just need to let your fridge do the work. Cook once, cool overnight, reheat smart. This one shift can mean the difference between silent inflammation and stable blood sugar, between brain fog and clarity, between craving more food, and actually feeling full and energized. Now, if chilled pasta can act like a metabolic superfood, wait until you hear what happens when you add the right fat, and how this common Mediterranean combo can turn your dinner into a brain-protecting powerhouse. Keep watching. Now that you know how chilling and reheating pasta transforms it into resistant starch, let's take it one step further. Because the real magic doesn't stop in the fridge. It happens on your plate, when you combine pasta with the right ingredients. And this simple trio, resistant starch, healthy fat, and fiber-rich vegetables, can completely reshape how your body reacts to the meal. Let me walk you through it. When you eat pasta alone, just noodles and sauce, your blood sugar spikes fast. But when you pair those same noodles with olive oil, sautéed greens, garlic, and even a bit of protein like chicken or salmon, the game changes. Fat slows digestion, fiber slows absorption, and protein supports glucose control. Together, they create a slower, steadier release of energy that your body, especially after 60, can handle gracefully. Think of it as building a safety net around your pasta. No blood sugar crashes, no insulin roller coaster, just smooth, sustained energy and a satisfied, calm brain. I once treated a retired music teacher named Walter, 76. He loved pasta but always felt groggy an hour after eating it. When we reviewed his meals, he usually ate plain penne with tomato sauce. No vegetables, no fat, no protein. His blood sugar would surge, then crash, leaving him tired and foggy. We tried a new approach. He cooked his pasta the night before, let it chill, and the next day, tossed it with grilled zucchini, arugula, cherry tomatoes, garlic, and olive oil. Sometimes he'd add sardines or hard-boiled egg slices for protein and omega-3s. Not only did his energy last longer, but his glucose readings flattened out, and for the first time in months, he felt mentally sharp all afternoon. And here's what's even more interesting. These ingredients do more than just slow digestion. Olive oil, especially extra virgin, contains polyphenols that reduce inflammation in the blood vessels that feed your brain. Leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables, like spinach, kale, broccoli, are rich in folate and potassium, which protect your arteries and help keep blood pressure low. Even garlic plays a role. It helps relax blood vessels, reducing stiffness, and supporting better circulation to your memory centers. So, when you combine resistant starch pasta with healthy fats and colorful vegetables, you're not just creating a better meal, you're creating a healing one. A brain-boosting, sugar-balancing, mood-stabilizing powerhouse of a dinner. It's the difference between spaghetti that fogs your brain and spaghetti that feeds it. The best part? You don't need to give up the comfort food you love. You just need to treat it with respect. Prepare it smarter. Pair it wiser. Eat it like it matters, because it does. Now, if this combo can stabilize blood sugar and protect your brain, wait until you hear how changing the way you serve pasta. Yes, even the portion and plate size can influence cravings, weight, and mental focus. Let's get into that next. You could have the healthiest pasta in the world, chilled, reheated, tossed in olive oil and greens, but if the portion is too large, your blood sugar still pays the price. Because here's something we rarely talk about in senior nutrition. Your eyes control your appetite far more than your stomach does. In fact, multiple studies have shown that plate size and visual presentation affect how much we eat, even when we think we're being careful. One famous experiment found that people who ate soup from a secretly self-refilling bowl consumed 73% more than those with a normal bowl, and didn't even realize it. Your brain is trained to finish what's on the plate, even if your body doesn't need it. And for seniors, this can be especially tricky. As metabolism slows and insulin sensitivity drops with age, even a slightly oversized portion of pasta, even the resistant starch kind, can lead to elevated post-meal glucose, sleepiness, and longer-term vascular inflammation. That's why how much you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 70, bright, independent, and took pride in cooking for herself after her husband passed. She'd recently switched to chilled, reheated pasta with vegetables after watching a documentary on gut health. But she still felt bloated and fatigued after dinner. When I asked her to show me her typical plate, it was full, a generous helping of penne with veggies, olive oil, and grilled chicken. Healthy ingredients, yes, but enough for 2 people. She'd been taught in her younger years that a full plate meant a proper meal. That mindset lingered. We made 2 small changes. First, she swapped her 12-inch dinner plate for a 9-inch one. Second, she began plating vegetables first, pasta second, and protein last. So the pasta became the side, not the star. Within 2 weeks, she reported feeling lighter, clearer, and more energized after dinner. Her glucose monitor showed gentler curves. And the best part? She never felt deprived. This isn't about eating tiny portions or going hungry. It's about visual calibration. What your eyes see, your brain accepts. A smaller plate looks full faster. A bowl with more vegetables and protein tricks your brain into feeling deeply satisfied with less starch. Want another trick? Try eating with a fork in your non-dominant hand. It slows you down just enough to let your body signal fullness before you've overeaten. Most people eat 20 to 30% less without even trying. And the benefits extend far beyond blood sugar. Better portions mean less digestive strain, steadier energy, and fewer nighttime blood pressure surges, which is when many seniors unknowingly suffer silent strokes. So remember this. Your plate is a tool. Use it wisely. When you shrink the plate, slow the fork, and let pasta play a supporting role, not the lead, you create meals that nourish without overloading. Up next, what if I told you the type of pasta you choose, white, wheat, legume, or ancient grain, can dramatically change how your body processes it? Some even lower inflammation instead of causing it. Let's break that down next. Here's a truth that most nutrition labels won't tell you. 2 bowls of pasta can look identical, and yet have entirely different effects on your body. Especially for seniors, choosing the right type of pasta isn't just about taste. It's about how your blood sugar behaves hours after you eat, how your brain processes glucose, and how your arteries respond to inflammation. Let's start with the obvious culprit, traditional white pasta. Made from refined wheat flour, it digests quickly, spikes your blood sugar, and offers very little fiber. It's the kind most of us grew up on. Soft, smooth, familiar, but metabolically risky, especially after 60. But there's good news. Over the past decade, Food science has introduced smarter pasta options that not only taste great, but offer far less glycemic impact, and in some cases, anti-inflammatory benefits. Take whole wheat pasta. It's slightly higher in fiber, which helps slow digestion. Better than white? Yes. But for some seniors, especially those with sensitive digestion, it can still cause bloating or spikes, because it still contains gluten and fast-burning starch. Then there's legume-based pasta, made from chickpeas, lentils, or black beans. These are the quiet superstars. High in protein, packed with fiber, naturally gluten-free, and digested more slowly than wheat-based options. 1 cup of chickpea pasta has almost double the protein and fiber of white pasta, with half the sugar impact. And then we have ancient grain pastas, spelt, einkorn, farro, or quinoa blends. These offer more minerals like magnesium and iron and a deeper, nuttier flavor. Their glycemic load tends to be lower, especially when cooked al dente, chilled, and reheated. But let's be honest, not everyone wants to switch to green lentil rotini. So here's the rule I share with my senior patients. If you're going to eat pasta, make it slow, smart, and simple. Slow in digestion, by choosing high-fiber, high-protein varieties. Smart in pairing, with healthy fats, vegetables, and lean protein. Simple in portion and preparation, pre-cooked and cooled for resistant starch benefits. Let me tell you about George. He was 79, diabetic, and loved pasta night with his daughter. But every Thursday, his blood sugar shot up the next morning, and his energy dipped for days. We didn't take pasta away. We upgraded it. He switched from white spaghetti to red lentil penne, cooked it the night before, reheated it with spinach, garlic, and a drizzle of olive oil, added grilled shrimp, ate from a smaller plate. Not only did his glucose stay flat, but he reported better focus, deeper sleep, and fewer food cravings the next day. His daughter called it their new brain pasta. This isn't about giving up what you love. It's about choosing better versions and preparing them in a way your body understands. Up next, let's talk about one final trick: timing. Because when you eat pasta, matters almost as much as how you cook it. And for seniors, there's a critical window that can dramatically improve how your body responds to any carb-heavy meal. Let's explore that in the next section. Most people think blood sugar management is all about what you eat. But if you're over 60, when you eat may matter just as much, especially when it comes to carbs like pasta. You see, your body's ability to process glucose isn't constant throughout the day. It follows a natural rhythm, a rhythm that starts strong in the morning, peaks around midday, and declines into the evening. This is called your circadian glucose tolerance, and it means one thing very clearly: your body handles carbohydrates much better at lunch than it does at dinner. Let me explain why that's critical for seniors. In the early part of the day, your cells are more sensitive to insulin. Your metabolism is more active. Your digestive enzymes are fully alert. This means that pasta eaten around noon is more likely to be absorbed slowly and efficiently, causing a gentle rise in blood sugar, followed by a steady decline. But eat that same pasta at 7 or 8 p.m., and your body, already winding down for rest, is less able to deal with the sugar load. Insulin doesn't respond as quickly. Blood sugar stays elevated longer. That means more inflammation, more oxidative stress, and more potential for blood vessel damage. And for seniors, whose arteries are already more fragile, that slow, sticky circulation is a recipe for trouble. This is why so many older adults wake up feeling groggy, headachy, or mentally foggy after a carb-heavy dinner. The body wasn't able to stabilize during sleep. The brain didn't get the chance to repair itself. And in some cases, that sluggish overnight blood flow can lead to microstrokes, small, silent infarcts that quietly damage memory and function. Let me introduce you to Arthur, 82, who came to see me complaining about poor sleep and morning dizziness. He wasn't diabetic. He exercised daily, but he often ate a large pasta dinner around 8 p.m., his favorite comfort ritual. We tested his post-dinner glucose. It spiked to 185 milligrams per deciliter and remained elevated for hours into the night. We didn't eliminate pasta. We shifted it. He started having his pasta meals at lunch, usually with vegetables and olive oil. Dinner became lighter: soups, greens, lean protein. Within weeks, he was sleeping deeper, waking up clearer, and his fasting blood glucose dropped significantly. This change wasn't extreme. It was strategic. And that's the mindset I want every senior to adopt. Instead of fearing carbs, time them. Respect your body's natural rhythm. Eat your heavier meals when your system can handle them, and let your evenings become a time of healing, not hard digestion. Because the truth is, pasta doesn't have to be your enemy. Not if you chill it. Not if you pair it right. Not if you time it smart. And in the next section, we're going to put it all together, with a complete daily eating strategy for seniors who love carbs. but also love their long-term brain health. If you've been told to avoid pasta completely, I hope you now feel something different. Freedom. Because when eaten the right way, pasta doesn't have to be the enemy of healthy aging. In fact, it can become part of your healing routine. Here's the strategy I share with my patients, many of whom are in their 70s and 80s and want to feel energized, not foggy, after a meal. First, cook it ahead. Make your pasta in the morning or the night before. Let it chill in the fridge for at least 12 hours. This turns much of the starch into resistant starch, which supports gut health and reduces glucose spikes. Second, build the plate around color and fat. Think leafy greens, sautéed vegetables, a sprinkle of nuts, a drizzle of olive oil. Add protein like salmon, egg, or beans. Make pasta the base, not the bulk. Third, eat it earlier in the day. Lunch is ideal. That's when your body is most metabolically active. Blood sugar stabilizes faster, and your brain stays sharper through the afternoon. Fourth, shrink the plate, not the joy. Use a smaller dish. Eat slowly. Savor each bite. You'll feel fuller, and you'll train your body to stop before it crashes. Finally, pay attention to how you feel. If you're groggy after a meal, something needs adjusting. Timing, portion, or preparation. But don't give up. This isn't about restriction. It's about wisdom. One of my favorite patients, Dolores, 75, said it best. I thought pasta was my enemy. Turns out, I just wasn't giving it the chance to love me back. She's now enjoying her meals more than ever, without guilt, without blood sugar crashes, and with a brain that feels light and alive. You can do the same. Now, in our final section, we're going to leave you with one empowering message. Why this isn't about pasta at all. It's about reclaiming control of your health, one plate at a time. So yes, pasta can stay on your plate if you're wise about how and when you eat it. But what if I told you the real danger isn't in the pasta at all? It's what most seniors are doing at dinner, right now, every night, without knowing they're spiking their blood sugar just as their brains are trying to rest. It's not just what's on the fork. It's the late-night habit that silently fuels brain fog, high blood pressure, even overnight strokes. And chances are, it's in your fridge tonight. We'll uncover that in the next video, because once you see what it is, you'll never eat the same way after 6 p.m. again.